here, so this is the page which gives us complete updates related to ICD-10-CM, updates related to ICD-10-CM. So we can see here ICD-10-CM official guidelines for coding and reporting purpose following year 2026, so which means October 1st 2025 to September 30 2026. So as I have mentioned earlier that every year in the month of October, every year in the month of October, this ICD-10-CM book is going to be updated. So this is one important question that you guys have to remember. So in the month of which month this ICD-10-CM is going to be updated, sir? This ICD-10-CM is updated. ICD-10-CM is updated in the month of October, but it is effective from the month of January. It is effective from the month of January. So this point we will have to mention if somebody is asking you, right? So in the which month of ICD-10-CM is updated, in which month ICD-10-CM is updated. So we can see here, so who all are developed this ICD-10-CM, who all are developed this ICD-10-CM, and who all are following this ICD-10-CM, right? So these things also very important to become a medical coder, so we have to know who are providing these guidelines and who are updating, who are there backside of this ICD-10-CM. So we have to know this thing, right? So we can see here, so there are statistics, right? So regarding this health statistics, so how we are having this, right? So central government, so in that same manner we have a federal government available, in other countries. So we can see here, so statistics, so NCHS, so National Center for Health Statistics, so two departments, so within the United States federal government, right? So the main thing is that federal government, so within this federal government there are two departments which are called as NCHS. What it is? NCHS, and then CMS, Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and NCHS. So abbreviation of this NCHS is that National Center for Health Statistics. Right? So updated these guidelines, following these guidelines. So we can see here, DHHS provide the following guidelines for coding and reporting using International Classification of Diseases, 10th Revision Clinical Modification. So that means NCHS, CMS, DHHS. What it is? DHHS. So DHHS is nothing but Department of Human Services, Department of Health and Human Services are following and reporting these ICD-10-CM guidelines. So how many points we have covered? 2 points. How many? 2 points. So every year in the month of October, ICD-10-CM will get updated, and CMS, NCHS, what it is? NCHS are following these ICD-10-CM guidelines. So these 2 points are the major points. And next we can see here, third point. So these guidelines have been approved by 4 organizations that make up the cooperating parties of the ICD-10-CM. So which means, right? So whatever the guidelines were provided by NCHS and CMS, so these guidelines are followed by the American Healthcare Association, AHA, right, and American Health Information Management Association, AHIMA, CMS and NCHS. So who are all developing this ICD-10-CM guidelines? NCHS and as well as CMS. Right? So who all are following these ICD-10-CM guidelines? AHA, which is called as American Health Association, NCHS, and as well as AHIMA and CMS. So these all cooperative parties are following these ICD-10-CM guidelines, and also this ICD-10-CM is updated every year in the month of October. So these are the 4 points, right? So we can see here, this is all blah 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 thing, right? And after that we can see here, these guidelines are based on the coding and sequencing instructions, tabular list and alphabetical index, but provide additional information instructions adherence to the guidelines. So this is very simple point. So this ICD-10-CM is again divided into 2 volumes. How many? 2 volumes. So these 2 volumes are, volume 1 is called as tabular list. Volume 2 is called as index list. What it is? Index list, right? So index list is nothing. What is index list? What is tabular list? So it is nothing but, so whatever the code that we are searching by using the alphabet, So alphabet is nothing but, for example, we have a condition called diabetes mellitus. So this diabetes, starting with which letter? D letter. So what we have to do here? So we have to go to volume 2, which is called as index list, and we have have to start searching D, right? So under the D term, we have to search I, right? So DIAP, right? So diabetes. What it is? Diabetes. So diabetes, what is the code for diabetes? 11 9 we will get. 11 9 we will get. So after getting the code from the index list, so directly we have an access to consider the code from the index list. No, we don't have that access to consider the code from the index list directly. And again, we have to go to, volume 1, which is called as tabular list, tabular list. So which means this ICD-10-CM is divided into two volumes. So these two volumes are volume 1, which is called as tabular list, volume 2, which is called as index list. Volume 2, which is called as index list. So this is also fourth point we have to remember. This is also fourth point we have to remember. And after that, so whatever the guidelines that are available within this ICD-10-CM manual, so these all guidelines are, managed by HIPAA. There is an act called HIPAA, so which is called as Health Insurance Portability Accountability Act. Health Insurance Portability Accountability Act. So which means, so whatever the conditions a patient is having, so that should not be disclosed with anyone except patient, provider, and medical coder. So payer, provider, and medical coder. Only these three members should have an idea what a patient is having a condition, what conditions a patient is having. So only these three things. So against this ICD-10-CM and law purposes, so there is one, act working on it, which is called as HIPAA. That HIPAA is called as Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Health Insurance and Portability and Accountability Act. So this is also for fifth point we can add. And sixth point is that ICD-10-CM. So ICD-10-CM is divided into how many volumes? Can I get responses from the chat box? ICD-10-CM is divided into how many volumes? Just now I covered one point. What is that? ICD-10-CM is divided into how many volumes? I need responses in the chat box. Yes, no. ICD-10-CM is divided into how many volumes? Yes, 2 volumes. Very good, Sneha. Right, Geeta, Lakshmi. Yeah, so 2 volumes. What are those 2 volumes? So volume 1 is called as tabular list, where we are conforming the code. And volume 2 is called as index list. What is that? Index list. So this index list is nothing but where we are, checking the code, So these are the 2 points we have to remember again, right? So this volume 2 is there, right? What is volume 2? Index list. What is volume 2? Index list, right? So this index list is again subdivided into 4 sections. How many? 4 sections. So index to diseases, right? Index to diseases, table of neoplasms, table of drugs, right? And index to external causes. So these are the 4 subsections. Again, this index list is divided. So this is how. So in the content page, we can see here, right? So we can see here ICD-10-CM index to diseases and injuries, table of neoplasms, table of drugs, and we can see here index to external causes. So these 4 sections are subsections of volume 2. Right? So this is also one point we supposed to remember. So basically, this ICD-10-CM is updated every year in the month of October, and ICD-10-CM is developed by NCHS, CMS, and World Health Organization. And also, these ICD-10-CM guidelines are, approved by 4 organizations. These 4 organizations are CMS, NCHS, AHIMA, right? And these are the organizations have been approved all these ICD-10-CM guidelines. And after that, this ICD-10-CM is divided into 2 volumes. So these 2 volumes are, volume 1 is tabular list. So where we are using to confirm the code, and volume 1 is index list. So why we are not considering code directly from the index list? Because there is no space within the pages to give any instructions related to that particular condition. So whatever the condition that we are reporting for a particular condition, right? So those instructions will not be available in the index list. So that is the reason why. So we have to check all these codes by using the tabular list. You have to use the tabular list. And again, this index list is subdivided into 4 subsections. Index to diseases, where we are searching the codes, where we are used to to search the codes. And table of drugs, and table of neoplasms are related to search the neoplasm related codes. Will be using this table of neoplasms. To use the code to search the codes, we are to search the codes for drugs, we are using this table of drugs. And using external causes related things, will be using this index to external causes, so now we will see how to search the code. So we can see here, these are all the guidelines, these are all considered as a guidelines. In future we are going to learn all these guidelines. So but foundation is important for us, right? So firstly I'll teach you guys how to use the manual, right? After that I will show you guys how to use the software. So two things, so that if somebody is asking you something tomorrow, so that you can tell them that I know how to use ICD-10-CM manual. I know how to use ICD-10-CM manual as well as the software to search any diagnosis code. So is it clear, everyone? I need responses again. So I need some booster. Is it clear, everyone? So if somebody is asking you tomorrow how to search the book, yes, sir, I know how to use the ICD-10-CM manual. So we have to be right. So we have to raise our hand. So like we know, sir, we know how to use the manual, and also we know how to use the software also, and we know how to do coding.